What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the channel. I am here to review Backlash Tampa. Honestly, probably one of my favorite shows since SummerSlam, I'll be honest. SummerSlam was an absolute banger. Since then, they've been good. Like, I didn't hate the Rumble. I didn't hate the Elimination Chamber. I loved Night 2 of WrestleMania. Night 1 was good. I mean, you guys saw our reviews, and if you didn't, you should. But ultimately, I thought this, I don't want to say this PLE was perfect by any means, but you'll see in a moment from our reviews, this show was fantastic. This show was fun. This show was exciting. This show told stories, which apparently flew over everyone online's head. Again, I feel like I've said this in like the last year of reviews, but I really feel like the internet has created this toxic relationship with themselves in wrestling because no one can just watch and enjoy wrestling anymore. If you're an AEW fan, you watch an AEW pay-per-view and you're like, oh, this is great, this is why WWE is trash, this is why this is why that, and then you watch WWE and it's like, oh, this is why it's trash, this is why that, this is AEW's trash, it's just, can you stop and just watch what you like and just enjoy it, try to enjoy it? I feel like a lot of people go in, and the things that I've seen people say about this show prove my point. And that's why I say this, because I've seen people talk about how this person should have got fired instead of this person. No one should have got fired, first of all. Why are we celebrating firings, and why are we trying to, oh, why is Kit Wilson and The Miz still a thing? Why weren't they let go? What are you talking about? They did great. It just, listen, the one piece on here, and we'll get to this in a second during the Io Sky and Asuka match, was Kairi Sane not being there. That sucks. But I really feel like people are going to go out of their way to find a reason to bitch. And this show is a perfect example. And when you see these reviews from my friends, you'll wonder if we all watch the same show or not. Because look at all those 9s and 10s. Just insane to me. I don't think anyone watched the same show. Anyway, joining with me today with these reviews is, of course, Tom and Rob and Vic. They've become classics. You'll notice that John is not there. John is having a very busy weekend. It is Mother's Day today at the time I'm filming this. Happy Mother's Day to all you beautiful mothers out there. John, of course, his son turns 1 in a couple of days, so it's their first Mother's Day, so he's been very busy this weekend celebrating his wife. So happy Mother's Day to them. But John was not able to watch the show. He's going to kind of catch up on it later. So John's reviews are not here today, but we're joined by two people who have never before given reviews. Dan, my friend Echodrone, surprisingly, he's never watched wrestling since like 2012. We were just watching SmackDown literally 2 nights ago. I was recording this, and he watched with us because this is the funniest shit ever. Because again, you guys bitch about everything, and I fucking love the gingerbread funeral. I thought that shit was hilarious. You guys bitch about everything, and he think this is great. I'm so glad you guys showed me this. When are you watching it again? And we're like, tomorrow night. And he goes, fuck yeah, I'll watch with you. So we got Dan's reviews here from literally someone who's never watched this shit before. Never. This is his second show. And we got him on this one. And then Leppely, we used to watch a while back. She's slowly gotten back into it lately, especially if she can watch it with us. So we got Leppely to watch the show, and she gave her reviews as well. So, of course, Kane's reviews are going to be right above my head. And, of course, I'll give you mine as we go. And we're going to start the show off with what opened as a banger, Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. I loved the performance that these two put on. There was so much hatred going into this match. And there was little segments, like people were talking, oh, this looks like a shoot. They don't really like each other because like they would like slap each other and this and that. They're not supposed. Have you been watching the weekly program? They have been treating each other like dog water for literally 2 months now. What do you mean? You're surprised that there was petty shit in the match? That's called storytelling. That's what we watch this shit for. You guys infuriate me. Anyway, I loved the little tidbits in here. The slapping. There was a couple of botches. They played them off really well, as if like it was just them being exhausted, them being tired. I thought they played off the botches really well. It was a little sloppy, but it's not. It's never going to be perfect, in general. But I didn't think the two spots that everyone's talking about. I feel like they were very minor spots in the match as a whole. It didn't really detract from the actual performance at all, to me anyway. But of course, it's the internet. They're gonna bitch. I gave this match a 9. I thought this was a phenomenal contest between the two of them. 4.5 if you're doing star ratings. I thought this was a great match between the two of these two. I thought they put on a hell of a story. They put on a hell of a match. Braun Breaker going over is pretty big. As you can see on the side there, we have Tom, Rob, Dan, Leppely, and Vic in order. Of course, as I said, I gave this match a 9. We have Tom giving it a 9. Rob giving it a 9. Dan gave it a 7. Again, it's his first real match that he's seen, so he didn't have the emotional investment that some of us have had. Leppely didn't either, but she didn't care. Gave his match a 9 as well. And Vic gave his match an 8.5. Kane gave his match an 8 out of 10. Stating fast-paced match that kicked off the show nicely. Some incredible counters into spears. Excited to see Braun win and hopefully move on to the bigger picture. Now, with all of this being said, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is going to get divided by 7. It's going to become an 8.5. And as you guys know, I don't do 0.5s. So we always do round ups or round downs. And 8.5 is going to put this match at a 9. So overall, excellent performance by these two. A great way to kick off this show, and somehow people hate it. That's basically the WWE fan experience now. Up next, we have Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn, my GOAT. I'm wearing his shirt today because I am one of those ride or dies. I'm playing along my role with the storyline. I knew Sami wasn't going to win this match. I was actually pulling for Trick because I want to see Sami move on to bigger and better things, but I know that's going to come with WrestleMania, so Sami just needs something to do until then. But ultimately, I love this match. I thought this match was better than the WrestleMania match because I feel like they had, and I was actually talking to Vic about it afterwards, I feel like they had more to work with. You had started telling a story with these two. You've started to come into their personalities more. Trick Williams is definitely gaining more of the fan support going forward. Sami Zayn in the opposite route. I feel like being this like delusional heel that thinks he's still the good guy, I think it's a great character. And I thought they've been able to flesh out both of those characters a lot more between WrestleMania and now with the whole gingerbread funeral story. So I really loved how this match seemed bigger. They did more with Lil Yachty. I thought Lil Yachty played his role perfectly. I think that the match itself flowed better than their first match. They had better chemistry than their first match. I think we all gave this match like a round of 7s at WrestleMania. This match was way better, and I'm pretty sure we damn near gave it 8s across the board. I gave this match an 8. As you can see, Tom, Rob, and Leppely and Vic all gave it an 8. Dan loved this fucking story, but again, Dan's first night of watching wrestling was the gingerbread funeral story, and he thought it was the funniest shit he'd ever seen. So he was, again, sort of the opposite of Seth and Braun. He was emotionally invested into the story that they were telling with this match, so that's why he liked it a little bit more. And then we have Kane up here giving the match an 8 out of 10. Stating much better than the Mania match and completely built around the character dynamics of the two performers and Sami's delusion. Pretty sure Lil Yachty owed Sami some money. Yeah, because he ate that kick. Overall, it's like an 8.14, so of course this is going to end up going into an 8. But yeah, again, really enjoyed this match. I thought that this is great. I can't wait to see where these two go from here. I feel like the story should be over. I feel like we should start getting Carmelo and Ilya back involved in the U.S. title scene. But we also have to keep in mind that SmackDown is going to go to 2 hours in a couple of weeks, or maybe end of June or sometime around there. So we'll have to see. I'm really intrigued about how they take this going forward. Next up, we have what might be the most polarizing match on the card in general, and that is going to be Danhausen and a mystery partner, which was revealed to be Minniehausen, versus Kit Wilson and The Miz, which surprisingly, it was funny enough, I was talking to Kane about this. This was Kit Wilson's PLE debut, which Kane was like, pretty deadly, never got on a PLE, to which I replied, no, Kane, they're a tag team. WWE doesn't like those. When was the last time you saw a tag title defended on a PLE? They don't happen. It just doesn't happen. But honestly, I knew this match was going to be polarizing. I knew the internet was going to have a lot of shit to say. I fucking love this match. I thought this match was exactly what it was supposed to be. This match was comedy. This match was hilarious. This match it flowed well. I mean, shit. Danhausen looked good. The Kit Wilson and Miz looked good. Minihausen, which I believe was revealed to be El Torito. I'll be honest, I cannot pronounce his name in AAA, but he is in AAA. Mascarada, I believe was no. I'd have to look it up, and I can't pronounce it. I don't want to fuck it up. But anyway, El Torito is what his name was in WWE. So you could tell he wasn't his first rodeo with the way, you know, everything flowed. But it was great. No pun intended there with the rodeo bit there. But this was a fantastic match. I'm sorry. I love this match. I know it's going to be polarizing because you have your wrestling should be super serious crowd that's going to whine and bitch and complain and moan nonstop, incessantly. When no one wants to hear their opinions. So I get it. Like I get it. I know that people are going to be upset that there was entertainment in their WW Entertainment show. So I get it. I know that this is going to be a polarizing thing, but I loved it. I gave this match a fucking 10. Or did I give it a 10? No, I think I gave it a 9. Hold on. Yes, I gave it a 9. So I didn't go as far as a 10 like some of the other ones did. But listen, I don't really have much complaints about the match. I mean, I thought the army of Minihausens that came out when they tossed Minihausen into the clone machine, beating up Kit Wilson. Listen, this match was exactly what I expected it to be, and I can't ask for much more than that. Is for things to deliver, and this delivered. As you can see, Tom gave this match a 10, Rob a 7.5, Dan a 7, Leppely a 10,000, and Vic a 9. So overall, and then Kane above me gave this match a 10 as well, stating very simply, this was hilarious. I love this. Sign Minihausen. This is great. I don't see this match getting. Yeah, this match is going to end up being a 9 as well. The 2 7s kind of brought the 10s down a little bit. But look at that. I mean, there's absolutely no complaints. Again, this card sucked, guys. This card sucked. Next up, we have... Oh, God. I'm going to be really upset depending on how this ends up going. But we had Io Sky versus Asuka. And what was, in my opinion... I want to say it was the best women's match I've seen in a while, but it isn't. Because it's the best women's match I've seen since the last Io Sky match. Listen, there's been no secrets, no hidden agendas. Io Sky is my favorite wrestler in the company right now, and she proved why in this match. Just absolute emotional storytelling, pulling out new tricks. She used Mommy's Rhea Ripley's like kick where she like is down on the ground and like lunges up with the what is it? Is that a Muay Thai kick? I can't remember. I don't know my fighting styles like that. Rob will kick my ass if I get it wrong. But it was one of those style of kicks that Rhea Ripley does all the time. She pulled that out. She was pulling German suplexes out, which was Asuka's thing. I believe Asuka ended up giving the favor for Kairi with the anchor, which was her submission underneath the ropes. I saw a picture of that one. I missed the reference because she hasn't really done it much in WWE, but. This is an excellent match, an excellent back and forth match. It got the time that it deserved. They looked incredible. And then after the match, when Io Sky wins, Asuka bursts out into tears. Now, at first, I thought that it was because Kairi Sane was not there to enjoy it with them. Which again, this was the biggest issue I have with the releases. This is the biggest issue I have with the match in general, is that Kairi Sane should have been here. And I believe we can all kind of feel that way. But then everyone started posting pictures of Asuka online. And it really feels like this was her retirement match. Now, some people think that she's going to leave WWE. She's going to go to AEW. This is the retirement. She's just leaving that shitty company. Asuka's 44. Asuka has done so much for women's wrestling. And if she chooses to go to AEW, fine, by all means. But if Asuka's wrestling again, it's going to be in Japan. And I think as much as AEW fans want her to come there, I think all of us can at least put the tribalistic glasses down and realize that if she is wrestling again, it's in Japan. It's not going to be here. It's not going to be AEW. It's going to be in Japan if she ever wrestles again. And if she chooses to retire, I think we can all agree that she's had a hell of a career. She's the reason Japanese wrestling is the way it is. She's the reason that Japanese wrestling is respected the way it is. Kana, I believe it was Kana was her name before. was a pioneer for women's wrestling in Japan. It's why it's stiff. It's why it's the style that it is. It's why that so many people want Japanese women wrestling to come over to AEW and WWE to begin with. So, listen, perfect storytelling, good finish, emotional ending with Asuka leaving. This match was a 10 out of 10 for me. There really isn't much else that I can say that I haven't already said about Io Sky. I've said it on these reviews. I've said it with my friends. Io Sky can wrestle a trash can to a 3-star match. And if you can't put a 3-star match on with Io Sky, you are a bad wrestler, you are a terrible, and you should go away. There's been one exact bad match that I've ever seen Io Sky in, and that woman is no longer with the company, and that's Sonya Deville. Peace out. But at a minimum, this match is going to be a 6 or 7, but I gave this match a 10. It was phenomenal, man. And I cannot begin to count. I've lost count of how many 5-star matches I've given Io Sky. At least 4 or 5 in the last 2 years. I've given 10s to an Io Sky match. So once again, another 10. Tom gave this match a 9. Rob gave this match an 8. Dan also gave this match a 10. Leppely gave it an 8, but she said that she didn't really get to watch most of the match. She watched the beginning and watched the end, but loved what she saw, so she gave it an 8. Couldn't really give it higher because she missed the beginning, so take her rating with a grain of salt. And then Vic gave it a 9. And then, of course, we have Kane above me, taking a page from my own book. This match had an uphill battle due to the release of Kairi, and the crowd were really chanting for Kairi to come back, but my goat, my God, did these two win the crowd over to the point of "this is awesome" chant. Asuka just doesn't age, and Io is the goat. Incredible stuff, which is a very funny comment because he did write that before the potential Asuka retirement rumors started up. Ultimately, this match is going to end up getting a 9.14, so even though me and Kane and Dan loved it, it's going to end up getting the 9 treatment, as a lot of these matches have, but that's still an A. That's a 4.5-star match, and I don't think anyone's going to complain about a 4.5-star match. So, again, guys, terrible fucking card. This match, this PLE sucked, remember? That's what the internet said. The whole thing sucked. Everything was terrible. Yeah, totally. And finally, we have our main event, Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu, in what was an absolute brutal match. Jacob Fatu is for real. Jacob Fatu, no selling Roman's moves to begin the match. His incredible style offense, easily the most beat up that I have seen Roman Reigns get. I know you don't really see Roman get dog walked very often. You don't really see Roman struggle. You don't see Roman. Well, I don't want to say you don't see Roman go to the tactics that he went to beat Jacob. You see Roman do that all the time. But Roman is supposed to be the face now. Roman's not the heel Roman Reigns that he's been for so long. So it was almost like a desperation move for him to rip the turnbuckle off and then bounce Fatu's head off of it for that last spear. Fatu kicking out of a super spear was insane. The fucking aerial, the fucking, like, the jumping Superman punch, everything that these two threw at each other was phenomenal. Absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see where this story goes from here. Yes, I would have preferred Jacob Fatu winning. Personally, I'm not complaining about Roman winning the way he won, though. So many people are bitching about him having to win with the turnbuckle, and I really feel like most people don't actually pay attention to what they're watching. What did you expect him to do? The man had his throat in his hand. What will you do? Okay, you're a good guy. You're a good guy in this world. You're the face of the company, but a fucking werewolf of a man has your throat in his hand and he is trying to rip it out. You're not gonna bounce his head off the turnbuckle? Fuck you. Yes, you are. Don't even lie to me. Yes, you are. He did exactly what you would expect someone to do in that situation. So I'm not gonna complain about the finish. I understand that some people thought that, oh, it was a letdown. He had to cheat again. Here we go, Roman. This one felt different because in all the other matches he was in, he didn't need the Usos. He shouldn't have needed Solo, but he got him, right? This didn't feel like that. No one interfered. The Usos, and what's even funnier, which I'm really interested to see, the Usos were in the building. They were on the pre-show and the post-show. The Usos were in the building. They never came out to help Roman Reigns. They were scared of Jacob Fatu because he said, if you show up, I'm burning the family tree to the ground. They never came. They stayed where they were. And that is something to keep an eye on because Roman's not going to be happy with that on Monday. So this storyline, I know everyone's sitting there talking, no stories advanced at Backlash. That's another funny complaint that I've seen. I just gave you the story. I just told you what happened. What do you mean no story took place? Are you stupid? Don't answer that. We all know you are. Anyway, enough of my hatred of the IWC because that I can. This video will be 2 hours long if I do that. I gave this match a 10 out of 10, y'all. I fucking love this match. I thought it was amazing. I can't believe that I've given a Roman Reigns match back-to-back 10s, but I have. Tom gave this a 9. Rob gave us a 9. Dan gave us a 10. Leppely and Vic gave us a 9. And above me, as you can see, Kane gave it a 9 as well, stating a good match between the two that made Fatu look like a monster and really showcased his crazed personality. Jacob looked strong in defeat as Roman resorted to cheating. Finish was a little lackluster, but the post-match beatdown was great. Yes, the post-match beatdown was the really key there. I mean, Roman Reigns, foaming at the mouth, spitting up. Jacob Fatu throwing everyone and their grandmother out of the ring. It was a great show. It was a great showcase. It was a great scene. And ultimately, again, I don't have any complaints about this entire card. I know I've been really sarcastic, kind of being an asshole a little bit, I'll be honest. But ultimately, I feel like Backlash was a phenomenal show. I really do. I don't see the complaints that so many people online are having. We are watching the World Wrestling Entertainment show, and the entertainment was there across the entire card. Do we have any absolute unanimous 10 out of 10s? No. But a 9 is still a 4.5. It's still a good match. I'm not going to sit here and say that none of these matches belonged on the card, or, oh, I wish this person was still here, I wish this was that, I wish that was that. The only thing you could possibly make the card, possibly make that statement on was Kairi Sane being for Asuka and Io, but in the end, they made it work. They did what they needed to do to make this work. So ultimately, I've got no problems with this Backlash card. I thought stories were advanced. I thought the wrestling was good, minus the couple of sloppy parts in the opener. And overall, it made me excited to see what happened in Monday Night Raw, and that's the entire fucking point. Make me want to see next week. So here we go. Can't wait to see what happens on Monday. Anyway, guys, I would love to know your opinions. Put them down below. Let me know what you felt about Backlash. Let me know if you're excited for Clash of Italy. We know that Gunther versus Cody is going to be on Clash of Italy. So let me know what you guys think about the upcoming show. Until next time, y'all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you later. Peace.